So I got 90 days to get 100 clients, or 5 lucky viewers will get a full year's subscription paid all in full for whatever service or product that I will be building. Right. So this episode is episode 2. This episode we will be covering strategy as to, okay, Darshan, what is your game plan over the next 90 days? You gave us a little bit of market research in the first episode, but what is your entire game plan? That is what I'm going to be answering today, right? So 90-day challenge, right? We have 12 weeks starting from the 5th of January to the 27th of March 2026, right? So week 1 has been done, and this is week 2. And week 2, I have 0 ideas, 0 products, and 0 clients so far. We have, I thought it was 11, but we actually have 10 weeks left to actually make this work. Right? Am I going to do it? That's the big question. So the game plan is very simple. Week 1 and a little bit of week 2 is market research. So now I've already conducted the online market research where Claude gave me a whole list of primary and secondary objective research questions, where Gemini and Perplexity went out all across the internet, searched over more than 100 websites, brought through information, validated the information, and basically went through all Reddit comments, all people complaints, and this is for the South African base to understand what are the pain points most South Africans are facing right now, because we don't want to build something just for the sake of building something, right? A product or a service. We want to solve an actual problem. So that's the aim of this, all right? We want to solve an actual problem, and we want to get 100 clients by the end of March 2026, all right? So Gemini was phenomenal. It gave me a whole list of information, a lot of research to consider. We looked at not only the normality problems of South African environment, but it went into detail into the where are people spending money, on what apps are people spending money, on what products are people spending money, where is the frustrations going. As an example, is it on Mr. Delivery? Or is it on gym memberships? Or is it SARS? Or is it going to, ESCOM frustrations with load shedding? Or not even load shedding, but more power outages. So we're looking at a whole array of information that we need to now look at, consider. And in my last episode, I said we are putting together a top 10. Now, if you wait till the end of this episode, I will give you the top 10 ideas that we have selected, and we will, by the end of this week, we will select one of them. All right. So week 1 and week 2, market research in the essay context. I also am conducting a few interviews and surveys this week where I'm actually going out into the field. I want to ask South Africans, what are they experiencing? All right. What frustrations do they experience in their typical work week, in their typical week? And let's see what we come up with. All right. That's this week, second week. Then the second to third week of this challenge, this is where I will be building a product or service around whatever the idea is. All right. The fourth week is testing, piloting, and launching. And we're going to have an early access where maybe 24 hours before the actual launch, people that are really, really interested in getting on board whatever app it is will obviously give it at a discount. They can test it, they can pilot it, and they can give us first-hand experience as to say yay or nay, with the app. Does it actually solve any problems, or is it just another app? Or is it just another product? Or is it just another service? That is the whole month of Jan, right? That's week 1 to week 4. Then in the month of February, I want to be focusing on marketing and advertising. Now, we are considering whether we do, we're going to do a mixed promotion advertising strategy, and not just on social media, but we're going to do an integrated marketing campaign as we learned in marketing. And wherever we get clients, we want to send them somewhere on a landing page, and then hopefully to that product or service, wherever it may be, right? And so the month of February, that's what we're going to focus on: marketing, getting the correct persona of the person, segmenting the market, targeting the market, and then positioning it to that specific market, all right? And in the month of March, that's where we need to really, really push and get the majority of the sales. So February, I think in the first 2 weeks, we want to push the marketing and advertising. But as soon as that's done, immediately after the marketing and advertising has been finalized, that's where we want to start selling. Now we're gonna start with organic. Organic is the normal free advertising out there, and we're gonna go with the normal social medias and all of that. However, I also want to go in with direct marketing sales, direct sales. That means getting an AI voice agent to actually do phone people that are interested and contact them and ask them, hey, would you be interested in this product or service? This is where the AI voice agent can actually sell the product, can qualify leads, can sell the product. And also in March, we also want to go further into that sales, not only with the AI, but I want to also phone as well. All right. We're going to do a little bit of testing there to see which is better, which scripts are better in terms of AI. So we can do this entire business from start to finish completely with AI, websites, marketing, sales, product idea generation, business plans, the whole thing. So even if you want to meet with clients, let's say there's a client potential that wants to meet and buy your specific product or this specific product or service, the AI will phone, arrange it, book it in your calendar. All you need to do is pitch up and have the meeting with them. Or the AI can sell whatever product or service is on that call, whatever it may be. And so my target for the month of February is 40 sales. That's a bit ambitious, eh? But 40 sales in February and 60 sales in March. I'm a bit hesitant, but I'm confident that if we put in the time, put in the effort, we can get to 100 sales by the end of March. This is using AI to maximize and shorten the span of how long it takes from idea generation to market. However, there's still a lot of legwork that goes into sales because, look, South Africa is a very skeptical nation, right? People are not going to just buy a product because you tell them that, it's a good product. They want to know, how does it benefit them? How does it benefit you? What change is this product going to make in their lives? I mean, look at flight agencies, those Rennie's flight agencies. They don't sell you on the travel, the plane or the boat or the tickets or the interconnected flights. They sell you on the destination. They're going to tell you, hey, Bali is like this. This is what you'll experience. This is the culture. This is the food. This is the people. So it's a similar thing. When you're actually doing sales, you are selling the destination, right? How does this product benefit the client? So this is the game plan, and yeah, it's about really selling the product. It's about really getting out there, understanding the client's needs, understanding and putting and showing the client this is how this product will make your life better. It'll either save you time, it'll either save you money, or it'll give you back some kind of convenience, right? I mean, look at when you have to renew your vehicle license. Remember, instead of me going to the post office or going to the checkers to get my renewal, I can simply log on to FNB app and I can book it there. And the guys from FNB will arrange it. They will have it delivered to me. All I need to do is just cut it out, the disc, and paste it on the vehicle. How convenient is that? So that's the type of convenience we probably want to find. Does it save you time? Does it save you money? Or does it increase your status? Another thing is status. Does it increase your status? Like, for example, there's a digital product on Instagram, the verified tick. Did you know that people pay for that service? And to have that blue tick is South African value. I think it's about 200 Rand, 300 Rand every single month. That's a lot of money. And that is for a status. Okay, so looking at the pain points from the research that we conducted, all right, for South African users or South African people, I'm going to highlight the pain points, and then I'm going to highlight the 10 that I have currently on ideas that we could actually build on. And remember, I still need to do my interviews and surveys and this week. So this is just a preliminary list. So it's not a final list as yet. All right. So the pain points that South African people have reported online is cost of living crisis in terms of food and housing, inflation hitting very hard. We have food increasing in 2025 by 3.9% and inflation 3.6%, right? The consumer confidence is at 20, a low 20. One of the reasons is the VAT increase we had last year, and we're going to have another one this year. It causes instability. The third one is 56% of SMEs are struggling with cash flow. Right, 60% of businesses are facing rising transport and energy costs. Right, load shedding has improved in 2025. We had only a few hours, I say 26 hours, but it's still fragile. I'm not sure about the 26 hours. I think it was a few days, like 19 days, if I remember correctly. Then 85% of population relies on underfunded public health care. All right. Another thing here that they found was a pain point was digital payment adoption. Digital payment adoption is accelerating, but SMEs are struggling to integrate. So I mark this down because this might be an opportunity for us, right? Then over here, we have a skills gap, right? That's also, I believe, is an opportunity. I mean, unemployment rate is about 32%, and some people have degrees and they're still unemployed. So the skills gap, okay, so you have a degree, you have a skill, right? But there is something here in terms of skills gap. 20% of SMEs feel adequately skilled in terms of digital management. Only 20% skill, right? So there's still a gap there. I'm gonna mark this down as well. Another pain point was the last mile struggles. This is where delivery services fail, not on the e-commerce, not on the sales, not on the digital part, but when it actually comes to delivering the product on time or when the client is available is a bit of a problem. Takealot reported a number of complaints in terms of this. We also see that gyms like Planet Fitness and Virgin came up a few times. For example, their fees increased between 2024 to 2025 by 20.5% increase. They feel that certain times after the contract has ended, they fail to cancel the policy, but the gyms continue to debit the clients. And yeah, so that is a clause in the contract that people are unaware of. And then when it's time to refund it, then they take a long time to refund, and they just continue debiting, which is not good. So for the potential top 10 list, right? These are the potential ideas. First one is a budget and expense tracking app for households, right? The second one is for an affordable home workout app that's culturally appropriate for South African context. So like currently with all of these international apps like Stravia and the apps that we currently see in the market, they don't accommodate for the South African brands and in terms of like Pick n Pay no name brand or Woolworths brand of food. So it's not culturally appropriate in terms of, I won't say maybe culturally appropriate is not the right word, but it's not culturally relevant. All right. Then the other one is the SME digital payment integration alpha. All right. That's a third option. Another option is a quick doctor finder. But we already have something like this. It's called Hello Doctor. You just phone them, and basically, you can have access to a doctor 24/7. Local skills swap and learning marketplace. This might be an option. All right. The other thing is a Hello Peter response messenger for small businesses. So I'm guessing this is more of an app like if there's complaints, have the AI or something, an app that responds automatically. But obviously it needs to check the business in the database to see what the actual problem is, what the complaint is before responding. All right. A shared delivery cost splitter. Now this is interesting. So you have 60/60, right? Now let's say 60/60 comes to your complex. Now there's many deliveries in that complex, like neighbors and so forth. The idea is where neighbors do a bulk order altogether, right? The reason for this is because the cost of delivery fees is quite substantial, right? And there's fuel, there's electricity, there's time, there's a whole bunch of things. Now 60/60 allows you 60 items at a time. However, with the hyper, you have that van, and so what if there's a possibility that you can have a cost splitting app that allows you to deliver for multiple people at the same time? So say you and your neighbor will have groceries, and maybe a third person. You basically save on the delivery cost. That's an option, and you buy bulk, you buy once. Now the coordination of that is quite hectic, but if it works, right? That's an option. That's a good one. Another one is a simple invoice and payment tracker for small, medium, micro enterprises. So yes, there are available invoice trackers and payment trackers online. There are free apps that actually offer this. Maybe people aren't aware of this. All right. And anyone with an AI business, with AI now, you can literally, do it. You can build it yourself, kind of thing, with AI and Google Sheets or database. All right. The ninth idea is medication and chronic condition reminder with a clinic locator. So now, remember back in the day, you have that little pill box with, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, what they're saying is a medication an app that reminds you when to take your medication, right? So that you don't forget instead of that little box. That's an option. I don't know if it has been done. Maybe it has. And with a clinic locator. Okay, we can consider that. And then the 10th potential item or idea is a price comparison app. So we do have a food price comparison app, Price Check. But the thing is with Price Check, the vendors like the Pick and Pay and the Woolworths and the ShopRite, they will need to list their products on Price Check. But it's not free. They have to pay for it to be listed there. Even on Google as well. I think Google, Google is free. If you had to list it on Google, I think it's free. But the problem with that is, see, prices change almost every day. So a store changes today, right? There's a lag between changing and the time it appears on Google stores or Google Shopping. That's a problem there. And then secondly, if you have an app there to manage that, it's a lot of logistics, yeah, I don't know how. It has to be sort of integrated into the current system. All right. Maybe they can use that store app, with all the cards where you can put all your cards in, the store card app. Maybe there might be an option there to put a price check option, right? But I don't think it would be a good idea to build something like that because of Google price check as well. And there's other options as well, right? Another idea here, this is a bonus one that I thought of, and I said, you know what? I used to struggle with making meals, right? So I'll buy a list of things, buy a list of groceries and stuff like that, and sometimes I run out of ideas of what to cook. So what if it's possible that if you take a picture of your slip, your till slip, with all the groceries that you purchased for the day of the month, and the app gives you ideas of what to cook, how to cook it, and it's healthy, it's nutritious. That's an option, and it can work both ways. Where you want to make an app. I mean, you want to eat these. They give you food suggestions. However, it's not. You don't have to go and search for it at a store, and you can't find those ingredients because it's international. We can use a local suppliers, local people that actually have these products, like a Pick and Pay, like a Checkers, like a Woolworths, affordable stuff, right? Affordable foods that you can say, okay, I want to cook those, but I don't want to buy those international foods. I can just go to Pick and Pay and buy it. And we can make it such a way that you're looking at a budget-friendly, sort of medium, and also maybe a luxury. So the person can actually choose what type of meal or budget range they're looking to buy. So that's a good option. That's the that's a bonus option. All right, so that's about it for now. That's the 10 potential ideas, and a bonus one. However, this week we are conducting a few interviews, and then after that we will actually select which idea we'll be going ahead with. And if there's any ideas that you think that will actually help South Africans, or if you think any of these to say no, none of these, or any one of these that you can remember that won't work, you can tell me. Or maybe you say, okay, I actually like one of these ideas. Maybe it's the budget expense or the affordable home workout app. The workout app, right? I was looking at this. Sorry, I'm digressing here. I should have closed this video just now. But what I'm saying is that some of these apps have become so expensive, it's almost as costly as a gym membership, right? People don't have time to go to gyms anymore, right? It's such a busy life. They want to be able to actually do it from the comfort of their own, if they're traveling, whether they're at work, in the privacy, wherever they can, and they have the space to do it. However, some of these apps do not allow flexibility around your lifestyle. So the firstly, yes, it's too expensive. Another thing, there's no flexibility in terms of, look, you live a busy life. Not every day you're gonna make a workout, right? And maybe if you skip one or two, it's okay. You can do it 80% of the time. But these workout apps it's very rigid. They want you to do it, and if you don't do it, then they say, okay, you haven't worked out in the past 3 days, right? It makes you feel a bit of like, I'm not good enough kind of thing. And another thing is, there's also body shaming. Apparently in these apps, they have pictures of really good looking people, and there's nothing wrong with that, but certain people have found that it's very intimidating. So we need to find a way around that. I don't know the solution, maybe you do. And another thing that I found was a pain or an issue here with these apps is that you have to have so many apps to do certain things. All right, number one is that I know certain apps you can take a picture of your food and it gives you the macros, and I know Cal AI does that, like Calories AI. However, you pay for that, and then you have a workout app that actually gives you workouts, right? Um, yeah, and then there's no app for anything for body fat index, right? You have to go to the gym. There's a machine there, and you have to do that, right? So all of these are in different places. What if there's an opportunity there that we could actually combine these and have that and in one app,